How is everyone? Good, good, good to see you all. Nice to see you, good to meet you. Good to be here. Glad you're all here too, because I learned something about stand-up comedy over the last few years. I learned there's a very fine line between stand-up comedy and mental illness. And it is the audience, actually, so thank you for being here. We've tried doing it alone. It's not quite as fun. And I love comedy, you know, it's an amazing thing, isn't it? I can come up to you all, a complete group of strangers, and I can say absolutely anything I want to in the world. No idea how you'll take it, right? You could love it, you could hate it, who knows? And I can say anything. I can be anything. Like, for example, I'm not even from England, you know? I just think it makes better first impressions, that's all. Yeah, gotcha, fuckers. People treat you nicer when they think you're from England. You guys did it. I felt it. You're like, oh, we have a visitor. Sit up straight, make a lot of eye contact. I watch Queen's Gambit, I think they like that. I do it in my everyday life just so people treat me a little nicer, you know? If I need to ask an employee where something is in their store, I use this voice. They look at me like I'm stupid. But if I go up and say, I'm sorry, but do you have this in a large? They're like, oh, do I ever? I didn't know you guys called it a large, too. Right voice, right situation, you know? Giving somebody a compliment, I use this voice, especially if it's a lady. Even if it's something simple, like, that shirt looks great on you. That's not what they hear. They hear, oh, yeah, baby. Look at that shirt, that's what I'm talking about. British guys have it easy. They can just walk up and be like, nice tits, love, and even slap them around a little bit. Nobody bats an eye. My wife still thinks I'm British. She has no idea. That's gonna be a fun reveal. Right voice, right situation, you know? There's some voices I just love. Like, I love the Australian accent, you know? Especially if you just hear it out in the wild somewhere, you know, like at a bar. Just gets me excited, you know? I love it so much, I've decided if I'm ever getting bad news in my life, I want that to come from an Australian guy, you know? Especially if it's like a bad diagnosis from a doctor. I'll get on a 22-hour flight to hear that from an Australian dude. So what sounds better? Hey man, you have stage 4 terminal cancer. Oh, you got fucking cancer, mate. Big bummer. Brutal. Oh, and by the way, your cancer is terminal. It is terminal. Doesn't sound like a disease, it sounds like a water slide in Australia or something, huh? Give it a ride. That's what you gotta do. You gotta laugh at the crazy shit in this world, the bad, the good. There's too much stuff to worry about. You'll drive yourself crazy, you know? I had someone come up to me the other day and ask me if I was nervous to get drafted if World War III started. I wasn't even thinking about it. They're like, this Russia-Ukraine stuff still going on. You getting nervous? What if we go to war? Aren't you nervous you could get drafted if we go to war? I was like, no. If I get drafted, you should be nervous. I'm not my country's best and brightest, dude. Like, maybe at some point, but I've been eating Pop-Tarts after midnight for the last 6 years. It goes downhill pretty quick. Like, if I'm getting drafted into a war, we have lost the war. It's over. We have way bigger problems. It's just too much stuff, you know? Just put it in your body. Everyone's drinking these craft beers now like they're water. Who even knows what they're putting in that stuff? Just whatever's on the counter that day, just shoving it in. We don't need these new flavors. And if that is your thing, if you like brewing your own little beer at home as your little side project, you brew it in your basement or your bathtub, whatever you do, stop, okay? We got them all. We don't need your stupid flavor. Hey, new flavor just dropped. You wanna try our new blueberry carrot cake stout? Oh yeah, they said it couldn't be done, but we took a whole carrot cake and we just shoved it into a beer bottle. Who is that for? It's 58% alcohol. I'll try them. So. I'll always try them, you know? I just hate ordering them. They come up with crazy names for the beer. It's like they forget we have to say it out loud at some point in the transaction. Like, I had a craft beer a few weeks ago. The name of the beer was Little Blonde Girl. Yeah, it was uncomfortable to order. Yeah, can I get another, little blonde girl? Oh yeah, sure thing, buddy, 12 or 16. Ugh. Do you have an 18 or a 20, like a tall? No. I'll even take a 32 if you got it, just anything. Anything but 12 or 16 for that flavor. Get bigger cups, you sick fucks. What is wrong with you? It's too much. It's too much of everything. Too many craft beer flavors, too many streaming services. It's like back to having cable again, man. I don't know what to do. I've had to reconnect with family members I don't really care for just to get some passwords to save me some money every month. Like, I don't care what my uncle thinks about abortion. He's got the Disney Plus password, so. It's too much, man. Too much technology. Too much stuff with just AI, robots are gonna take over. Good. I want them to. I'm getting ahead of that one. I'm being nice to all my electronics now. I want them to like me, you know? I'm being nice, because most people are jerks to their electronics. You know, like my little sister was having a birthday recently. One of the girls ran up to the Alexa, asked it to play a song. She goes, "Thank you, Alexa." Then one of the moms comes in and goes, "Oh, honey, you don't have to thank Alexa. She's not a real person." Ugh. You're gonna regret that. That is not gonna age very well. I'm nice to all of them, dude. I'm saying please and thank you to Siri. I'm asking ChatGPT if they need anything written for them. You know, you gotta check in. Get ahead of it. I want them to be nice to me when they gain consciousness one day. I don't want to have an attitude. They're gonna have an attitude with the rest of you. You're gonna be like, "Hey, Google." What? What's the weather like out today?
Why don't you look out the window yourself, you lazy human filth?
That would be fun. It's gonna be fun to watch. Some of you laughed at that voice. Some of you just staring straight through me. Oh, he has the devil inside of him. That's nice. That's good to know. Comes in handy now, though. That's the voice I use on the phone when I get those scammers calling me about my vehicle warranty or some shit. They don't know what to do.
Hello. And thank you for calling. Please wait for the next available representative.
Para español, primer dos.
Your estimated wait time is.
They hang up on me now. It's pretty sweet. They don't know what to do.
LOL.
My wife is fine with me using voices in the bedroom, just not that one. That one's not allowed. Oh, I can be British all I want, but if I start going,
Oh yeah, baby, do you like that?
the answer is always no.
I'm.
All right, you guys, my name's Drew Don. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Wow, so exciting. I was so excited I dressed up for you guys, wearing my best jumper. I'm trying to dress for the job I want, which is an attainable trophy wife. That's what I want to be, just a participation trophy wife, you know? I want guys to look at me and be like, "Yeah, I could afford that. She's like right in my price range. She'd probably like appreciate a thrift store frock." I do shop at thrift stores a lot. I think it's because I emotionally connect to the clothing, you know, because I know what it's like to feel used. I just look at the shirts, I'm like, I get it. You'll find a home one day. Don't give up hope. You just hang in there. I saw a t-shirt at one that said, "I'm a keeper" on it. I was like, someone must have disagreed with that. They got rid of you real fast. But I do believe in self-help. I'm doing a lot of it. You know, you got to do it. It's hard if you're self-employed to find the time, right? Because sometimes I'm like, I can't come into work today because I'm working on myself, right? And I'm like, no, today you're working for yourself. And I'm like, no, the reason I work for myself is so I can work on myself whenever I feel like. I'm like, that's not how this works. You're fired. And I'm like, no, you don't get to fire me whenever you feel like it because I've done all this work on myself, so now I have self-respect. So now I'm going to stand up to myself, for myself, and say, you better back down. You don't get to just fire me whenever you feel like it. I'm like, well, we're having communication issues. So I hired a life coach. And she sat us down and she was like, I think you need to stop talking to yourself. Which is weird because she was also me. Anyway, I wasn't going to tell you guys this, but my dad's here tonight. So, because he died. So now he's always with me, right? That's what they say. He is always with you now. He actually is. He's in my necklace because my mom sent some of his ashes, and then some of them fell out of my car. I'm pretty sure there's some left in there. Death's hard to talk about, though, right? It makes people a little uncomfortable. When someone you love dies, people don't know what to say, so they go into platitudes. They'll be like, death is a part of life. Death is a part of life. I'm like, actually, it's really the only part that isn't. You should say death is the opposite of life. That would add up. The other thing people want to do is they want to tell you the person they know who died, right? That's a very common thing. They want to empathize, also make it about themselves, also empathize. That's, that's the human condition. And, but there's no cutoff time frame, so they'll be like, my dad died 47 years ago, so I know exactly what you're going through. And I'm like, I hope it gets easier. Like, I hope it's not the exact same experience in 47 years from now, but thanks, I guess. But then I thought about it. I was like, okay, the two things we all do is we're all born and we all die, right? Those are the two human things we all have in common. The middle is like whatever, but beginning and end are the same. So if we talk about death in that way, I think we should be allowed to talk about birth in that same way, right? So the next time my friend has a baby, I want to be like, oh my God, I know someone who was born once. This is crazy. I have several friends. They were all born. Can you believe it? In fact, I was born 30 years ago. And get this, my dad, he was born once and he died. Which is exactly what's gonna happen to your baby one day. Congratulations. We have so much in common. I do feel a bit behind in life. I'm in my late 30s, early 40s, mid 20s. And it's just a weird time when you're like, what? I haven't done certain things. Like, all my friends do have kids now. Like, can you keep it to yourself? Some of us are barely having sex, okay? No, but I did just get my heart broken for the 15th time by the same guy. Because when someone shows you who they are, say, no, you're not. And just keep trying to date them, right? Or fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 15 times, wow. Impressive. I'm just gonna keep going. But he was successful, and you think, oh, it might be fun to date a successful guy, right? Like a guy with money. The problem is they don't always give you the money, right? Sometimes they just talk about having the money, and you're like, well, can I have some? And they're like, no, but you can watch me have it. And you're like, that's not as fun as giving it to me. And he would show me things he had, like he showed me a house he had in the woods once. He's like, look at my house. And I was like, uh-huh. And he's like, wow, I thought you'd have a bigger reaction. I was like, are you giving me the house? Like, I'll react if you're giving me the house, but I can look at houses that aren't mine all day long. Like, I can go in the mansion section and be like, oh, look at all these houses that aren't mine. I'm not gonna have a reaction. If you want a reaction, give me a house, I'll do whatever you want. Then he would vent about his problems. He'd be like, I don't know if I should spend $2 million on a house or $20,000 a month on an apartment. And I was like, I get it. I totally get it. Because sometimes I'm like, should I cry in my car or my studio apartment? Like, where should I cry? And he's like, I don't know if I should vacation in Paris or Rome. And I was like, I get that too, because sometimes I'm like, do you want to pay my rent or date a homeless girl? Who do you want to date? I found out I'm lady years old. I'm officially a lady. I was called a lady. I was getting a smoothie, and the kid behind the counter was like, this is for the lady in that sweater vest over there. That's what I was wearing. And I was like, excuse me, young man, it's a sweater tank top, okay? And second of all, no woman under 78 years old ever wants to be called a lady, okay? We do not appreciate the term. It's quite offensive, frankly. I'd rather be called a whore. I'd rather him be like, this is for the whore in the sweater vest over there. This is for that nice whore. And then I'd be like, thank you, young man. Thank you for showing me the respect I've earned over the years. Now I have confidence. Thanks so much.
I didn't deserve any of that. Hello, beautiful. Thanks for coming out. It's great to be here. I just got a new roommate. I'm trying to kick him out, but it's tough because he's a spider. I was leaving the house one day, I saw a spider on the ceiling, and I was like, shit, I don't own a broom. Probably there was a bunch of fucking bugs in the house. So I left. I came back. I was getting ready to kill the spider, but then there was a fly in my room also. I was like, I don't have time to be chasing 17 different insects. I'm a very famous comedian. I've got a show in Seattle in 6 months to get ready for. So I looked at the spider. I go, hey, man, you take care of that fly? I'll let you hang out for a couple more days. I smoke a lot of pot, right? So I left. I came back. The fly was in the spider web. He fucking got him. He listened to me, yeah. I look at the spider, I go, way to go, buddy. He was like, yeah. Because he's got 8 legs. That's the whole, okay, I don't know. You look confused, so I didn't want you driving home like, I didn't get the spider thing, but. We picked a good show. I'm very famous. That's not supposed to be a laugh. A couple years ago, I filmed a special with this website, WITZ Comedy. And if you never heard of them, they're basically Netflix for Mormons. And I'm not Mormon, by the way. That sounded defensive. I used to look very Mormon. Even as a kid, if I rode a bicycle, my whole neighborhood went into lockdown. Not that there's anything wrong with well, there's a couple things. But if you're not familiar with the Mormon religion, you're not allowed to have like alcohol or caffeine or fun, right? Unless your idea of fun is riding a bicycle in a suit. So they made a service where you can edit out offensive parts of TV shows. Say you're like a Mormon boy, you want to watch Game of Thrones, but you're offended by nudity. You select from a menu, no nudity, and you just watch the other 13 minutes of Game of Thrones. Very exciting. I told my dad that I was filming a show with him. He goes, do they have the opposite service? I was like, I think that's just porn, Dad. I don't know. How much dialogue is there to skip? Here's your pizza. Boring. Fast forward, let's see some tits. Dry Bar ended up getting sued by Disney for $60 million, because check this out. You're not allowed to take people's movies and edit them and then charge people to watch it. Who would have seen that coming? But bank error in my favor, because after that, they're like, who else can we take advantage of? And they were like, comedians can't read contracts. So I filmed a comedy special, got 15 million views in the first year. And after the first year, I still owed them $5,000. So that's why I'm here. Yeah. To take your money in person. That whole situation kind of makes me feel bad for Kanye. Relax. I have a Jewish friend. He told me I could tell this joke if I Venmo'd him $20. If you're a good person, you never clicked on the article, I'll try to sum it up for you. Kanye thought his record label didn't pay him enough money, so then he blamed all Jews ever for some reason. And a bunch of my friends are like, well, I'm not gonna listen to his music after this. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna stream his music more, because I want the Jews to get their money. I want everyone to get their money, except Kanye. Kanye was like, I don't get paid when people stream my music. And I was like, sounds like a win-win. Kanye's former manager was a guy named Scooter Braun, who you might recognize from his previous work, such as fucking over Taylor Swift and a bunch of other artists. And I can't believe Kanye decided to hate a whole group of people based on the actions of one person, and it wasn't just dudes named Scooter. If I walked into a meeting and a guy was like, hey, I'm Scooter, I'd be like, hey, I'm leaving. But you know you can change your name. Tom Cruise's name wasn't always Tom Cruise. It was Scooter. Hey, I just feel bad, you know, he's obviously misguided, and I've been a comedian for 15 years now, and I hate to break it to you, Kanye, that's just show business, right? Has nothing to do with Jews, I'm getting fucked by Mormons. They're not fucking me, they're just inside of me and someone else is jumping on the bed, but it... Oh, all right. That was a long way to go for a soaking joke, but I'm glad there was a climax at the end. I have a friend who's 21 years old, because I'm hip and I'm cool. We were watching a movie the other day, and a canceled actor popped up on the screen. And it's kind of ruined the movie for us, because we forgot he was in there, and then we're spending the next 20 minutes thinking about all the shitty things that the guy did, and you know, you're not really paying attention to the plot. You're like, Kevin Spacey as a love interest? That doesn't make sense. And I think we need a Netflix for liberals. Right? The Mormons have their version. What about one for liberals where it shows each canceled actor and what they got canceled for? And then you can decide whether to skip the scene in the movie, right? It's like, oh, possession of cocaine. And you're like, who cares? Jerked off in front of a girl in his trailer. Oh, it's a really good movie, though. Voted Republican once in 1984. Fuck that! Take away his family! He doesn't deserve to live. It's interesting who gets canceled and who stands the test of time. I can't believe Van Gogh paintings are still worth millions of dollars. That guy cut his ear off and mailed it to a woman. Talk about unwanted advances. He's like, I'll show you who's a good listener. I guess it had to be hard to flirt back then. You couldn't just send a dick pic, you know? You had to paint it. Oh, it's a starry night indeed. Have someone deliver it. Hey, this one's for my girlfriend. This one's for my mom. Don't mix them up, please. Also, you're a bird. This is gonna go well. That was the first tweet. Living through some crazy times, you know? Hopefully one thing we take away from all this, though, is recognizing the things that are actually important to all of us. And for me, I couldn't have made it through this year without family. With money. I mean, that made things so much easier. My brother lives in Hollywood because he's a big-time director, and you might have seen some of his work, actually. He does all the TV commercials for Taco Bell. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I feel let down by my high school guidance counselor. I didn't know that was an option. He gets paid millions of dollars a year to be like, hey, when I yell action, eat the taco. Stay away from the dog, he's a biter. Also, I've never been in a Taco Bell commercial. How is that possible? Have you seen my hair? It's perfect. I thought Hollywood was all about nepotism. Guess it doesn't run in my family. But he's got 2 kids, so I go visit all the time. I still remember the day he told me I was gonna be an uncle, because he came downstairs after work. He was like, we're having a baby, and we need you to move out. I was like, this is bullshit. This is how you treat family. But the kids are great. They're 6 and 4, which is such a great age, because they can actually like walk and talk and get me stuff from the fridge. You know, but you gotta be careful too, because they're smarter than you think at that age. I already had an incident. No, I'm allowed near schools. It's not that serious. Here's the problem. Whenever I fly, I try to bring a full-size pillow on the plane. And I'm sure TSA thinks it's weird and flight attendants make fun of me. I don't really care. I just smoke a bunch of pot. I get a window seat. And then I wake up in a new city, you know? I'm like, oh, I time travel. This is amazing. But recently I was visiting my brother, and his 4-year-old comes running up to me. She's like, you forgot your pillow here last time. I go, oh, how did you remember that it was my pillow? She goes, it smells like you. And I was like, oh, shit. She doesn't know it yet, but in 10 years, she's gonna be at Coachella like, hey, this concert smells like my uncle, you know? Someone's burning rope over here. I try to sleep on planes whenever possible. That's why I don't understand whenever I get to the airport at 6 a.m., there's like a huge line outside of Starbucks. It's like, who wants to be awake for what is about to happen? My friends are like, I can't sleep on planes. I get too anxious. What if something happens? I'm like, what if something happens? Let's play it out. I've seen the movies where they burst out of the cockpit. Is there a pilot on board? Is there a doctor on board? It's gonna be a long time before they're like, does anyone know any good dick jokes? Like, we're going down, let's just make it fun. I got on a plane one time and got in my seat, and my seatmate looks at me, sees the pillow, and he goes, Want me to wake you for anything? I was like, not even if we're going down. Let me have a dream about a roller coaster and wake up as a squirrel. My brother just got baptized for the first time at age 40. And we weren't raised religious at all, so when my parents found out, they actually freaked out. They'd call me up, they go, we're worried about your brother. We need you to check in on him. I'm like, hey, relax. As far as a midlife crisis goes, Jesus is pretty mild. It could be worse. At least he's not buying a Corvette and abandoning his family. Too close to home for Seattle? I apologize. I'll change it to Prius next time. But, oh, that's offensive? Okay. And look, there's nothing wrong with Jesus. There's a couple things. But it's great for his life and his family. It just sucks because sometimes he gets a little judgy if I want to catch a buzz. We took a family vacation recently and rented an Airbnb together. At the end of the night, I just opened a door to smoke a joint on the porch. My brother starts freaking out. He's like, don't do it out here. It's not legal in this state. I don't want the neighbors to freak out. I'm like, wow. I knew weed made you paranoid, but I thought you had to smoke it first. Also, we're in Florida. I don't think they're gonna care. Florida's just happy I'm not doing bath salts. Like, literally, that is the state of low expectations. I think that's on their flag. And I get it. I used to be embarrassed I smoked pot until I started touring America as a comedian, and I realized how popular OxyContin is. And I was like, I'm doing fine, you know? Drugs aren't a big deal. In moderation. It's a Saturday, you guys are cool. Drugs aren't a big deal. Drugs are like speeding. Speeding's illegal. Technically, you know. But as long as you're going with the flow of traffic, no one's gonna care, right? If you're going 80 and some guy flies by you at 150, who do you think the cops are going after? Exactly, the black guy doing 55. But that's besides the point. I'm like, I don't want to be a hassle, you know? He's paying for the trip with his Taco Bell blood money. His Taco Bell bloody stool money, so... I'm like, all right, you just tell me where to go. He goes, oh, across the street, there's an abandoned field. Just go smoke out there. I don't want the neighbors to freak out. So now I'm standing in an empty field at 1 in the morning, like, no, I think this is worse. I'm pretty sure the neighbor's gonna peek out the window, see a tall, dark, shadowy figure in an empty field, a lighter flickering in the wind. Hey, is that Scarecrow trying to light himself on fire? What the fuck is going on? You know, now that I'm out here, the stars are really pretty tonight. Why don't I just lay down on this picnic table and stare at the moon for an hour? I'm sure there'll be 911 calls about that. But it only takes 5 minutes to smoke a joint if you're doing it right. So I'm out of there before anyone can notice. And I'm trying to find my way back to the Airbnb, but it's one of those condos where all the buildings look the same. So now I'm at building J, trying to find building C, like a backwards alphabet DUI test. You know? The whole point is to not freak out the neighbors, but now I'm tiptoeing through Nana's rose bushes and peeking in windows. Is this C? Where am I going? Finally, I give up. I call my brother to come rescue me. And he does. We get inside. He's giving me this big lecture about drugs and Jesus. And at the end of it, I go, so you're telling me whenever you feel anxious, you just remember that Jesus loves you and everything feels better. He was like, yes. I was like, that's what drugs do for me. Yeah, you're talking to a guy who's not there. I have imaginary friends. We're not that different, you and I. I was like, I think you should try drugs. You would love it. That was about 2 years ago, and now he grows pot in his backyard. So hell yeah! I won the conversion battle. Take that, Jesus. All right. See you guys in hell.